Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trent Zyori podcast. This is episode number 151. Today's a special day because we've got a guest, one of the rare episodes here. We've got Farev joining us today. Of course, you'll recognize him most recently from the Southeast Asian Qualifier at the TI9 Regionals. He was playing on Team Genespris alongside Gunnar, alongside some of his Korean teammates March and Febby, as well as 23 Savage. So a lot to dive into today. But before we do, of course, big shout out and thanks to our sponsor, Rivalry.com, for making this whole program possible. They are one of the most reputable sources for betting in all of esports. They take extra special care to make sure you're not underage, you're in a legal jurisdiction, and they do it all by the book. They've been great to us, and they can be great to you as well. Rivalry.com. Do it, boys and girls. If you're not in a jurisdiction where you can gamble, you can still play the Thunderdome absolutely for free. Follow that link there. Thanks to old Moobot. He's helping you out. He's got your back.
Thanks, Moobot.
Trent Zyori. He's on it. So enough selling out, though. Farev, thank you so much for joining us, man. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
As I said, I'm good, and actually, I would love to tell you guys like how have been and how was the TI calls, even how was the origin of like I formed up the TJMM. The name is a genus Bruce, simply.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we asked Gunnar about that when we first heard the team name, because I was like, how do I say your team name and what does it mean? And he described how it's a combination of your various former teams.
Yeah, like except 23 Savage, all of us got kicked. So like, yeah, we just combined it at the end. The name was just decent. In my opinion,
I liked it. At least it was original. You know, I love like names like that I can type it into Google and that is literally the only thing that comes up. It makes our job easier.
That is true.
Very unique.
But of course, Trent and I cast a lot of the C qualifiers, and you guys came through the opens, like most teams in that region. I think there are only two that were directly invited. So it was a long run. It was a hell of a grind for you guys, right? I mean, that was like 5 or 6 days of just nonstop playing Dota.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about what the opens are like, the best of ones? Because, from our perspective, the opens are kind of relaxed. It's very fun as casters. We're sitting back, a lot of one-sided games, definitely some kind of funny games. I bet it's a lot more stressful for you guys, though, being most of it is best of one until, like, the very end, right?
Even though we played the BO1, but we had 6 slots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like,
yeah,
including shop 1 and shop 2. So like I was sure about like we're qualifying to close qualifier. So
yeah,
I mean, because I just played like a scream that we had. We just formed this team at the almost middle of June, like
Right.
17th June, and everyone fly to Korea, and we had a scream against Chinese team, and total match was like almost 100, and we had 85% win rate against all those, even the major participated team.
mm-hmm.
So we had quite, like big confidence to play this qualifier,
Mm-hmm.
and we just enjoyed. And even I had a rampage with Timbersaw during the open qualifier.
Yeah, I think we might have caught it. We saw you play Timbersaw a lot in the open qualifiers. A lot. To us, you became like the Timbersaw guy. That was the joke. Oh, Timbersaw's not banned. Those fools didn't do their homework. Farev is about to start jumping around the map. I love the confidence going into the opens, but I would also argue that I bet Mushi was saying the exact same thing. There's 6 slots. We're definitely making it through the opens, and they didn't. They fell short twice.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that was still like the big upset. They didn't make it even to the best of 3s in either of the opens. That was a real like moment of shit, dude. These are scary. This isn't just a walkover.
I mean, honestly, I was really happy after they failed. Because like like one competitor like just down.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really like hopeful for me to qualify this.
Yeah. So I guess maybe should we take a step back and talk about how the team was formed and how you guys came together? I mean, Trent and I got flamed a little bit because we weren't really that aware of 23 Savage until the qualifier. And a lot of those guys in Twitch chat and ladies, I suppose, were backseating us saying, oh, you idiot casters didn't do your homework. 23 Savage has been around. This guy has been on the radar if you're paying attention. How did you guys come about finding 23 Savage and get in touch with him?
Okay, so let's get back to the kicking moment from each team.
Okay.
Perfect.
So Marchi and I was the last one who got kicked, and after he got kicked, obviously it was like April. It's quite close to TI qualifier, so I just don't want to chill in Korea and then just sit, just not playing Dota. So I was keep thinking of what should I do? Maybe I should, like my original plan was just joining a team who can just long run until like next 2 years, like a marathon. But honestly, before TI is really quite hard, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking for some options, and I had like 15, almost 16 candidates. But at the end, I chose this full lineup. But first, 23 Savage was just popular. 1 year ago, I just stayed at home and I just played the C region pubs. And like somehow like we just met, and he asked me. Like, he was ranked 300 back then, and then Farab, like how can I be a same team with you? Like how can I join your team? And I said like like so many people just asking me that, like because I was like rank 1 and rank 2 in C server back then. I was 9K, so maybe just carry me this game and then I will add you, and 5 I will consider it. And it's like I was just throwing the word. I just threw that word, and then see, I didn't even expect like he become top 1. But 1 year later, after I got kicked, when I looking for option, he just messaged me, and then when I see him, it was like 3 months ago. He was rank 1 in C, and I was like, what the fuck? Yo, how come what's your MMR? And he said 9.4K, and holy shit, you actually did it.
Damn.
Wow.
And after that, I need to keep my word.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, seriously.
Yo, you want to
told
try out? Yeah, you want to try out? So I just asked him seriously, and then he said, yeah, of course, this is a big chance for me. I really want to do that. And at the end, I chose him, and then we just formed with who got kicked.
Wow. That's an awesome story, though. That's pretty cool. I mean, good on him for actually reaching out and, at least saying, hey, this is somebody I'd want to play with. Why don't I just ask him how I could play with him? Even though you gave him kind of a goofy answer, that's still like you set the stage, dude. You gave him that opportunity to step up, and he did. And man, that's awesome. I guess he really has been around for longer than we gave him credit for, Trent. Now I feel like a dummy.
Yeah, it's that classic answer too of like, well, how do I get noticed? Well, get number 1 in the region, dude.
Yeah,
he did it. Like there's no doubt that that's gonna get you some eyeballs. So yeah, very impressive. And then, as you said, I guess the other kicks started coming, right, with like Gunnar and Febby and March.
So how about communication, though? And also thank you for writing that blog that you did, or that twit longer, I guess. What was that, in May or something? May 11th, so a couple months ago now. But obviously before the qualifiers, just going through your history, talking about going from team to team and just shedding some light. I'm going to go ahead and link that in Twitch chat if you don't mind.
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
I just found that to be really interesting and illuminating. And even though you didn't go into super detail about stuff, it's still like a piece of the Dota community that we don't really get to see that often. A lot of the stuff with players and teams and negotiations, we don't know any of that. Like that's the first time we've heard that story of 23 Savage. Until now, I had absolutely no idea. All the context in the qualifiers were who is this guy? Where did he come from? Oh my gosh, he's actually really good. So thank you for just sharing some insight into what it's like to be a player. So how is communication? Does 23 Savage speak English, or does he speak any Korean? I suppose with Gunnar, you guys were probably speaking English on the team.
Yeah, I mean, all of us like can speak English, and I'm saying like I'm the worst English speaker here.
Really?
Yeah, and he is quite like educated. The
Mm.
22 Savage. Yeah. I never learned English before, like 3 years ago. But when I joined the Team Secret, that was the first time I learned the English.
Wow.
And he was quite good to speak English.
Wow. Well, I will say your English is incredible for only 3 years, man. That's my girlfriend's Korean. She's been in America for 6 or 7 years
Really?
now. And yeah, it's given me appreciation for how hard it is when you're in one culture for 20 years of your life, and then you uproot and go somewhere else. You're doing fucking awesome, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
To survive.
So that's good though. I'm glad to hear it. Are you guys staying together, by the way? Is there any talk? Is that like inside information? Are you guys all looking for other teams? Is there a chance that we see the return of TJMM post TI?
Our first party is sticking together at the next season, obviously, because we had a really good scrim result with new lineup. I never had that like entire of my career. I played Dota as a professional for 6 years, but I never had like 90% and 80% scrim win rate.
Right.
We just practiced 2 weeks, and then we made to the grand final, and we almost got it right.
You were
even
so
though
close.
we threw some game.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, this yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry, you can finish. I mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
you.
so even though we failed that, I could see a like really good potential for the future. So current day is like I was looking for organization who can get us and who can invest us. Currently, like I'm talking with some organization. There's a big one and a small one, like middle one, and yeah, it depends on the organization. Very high chance like we're gonna stay together.
Awesome.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah, if you can get the right support around you, then that's what's important, I suppose, for the players, right? Is some semblance of stability.
Yeah.
To try and commit to something in the next season.
I'm sure some salaries are nice as well. What's the ideal location for you guys? Are you trying to stay in Seoul if that's ideal, or are you guys willing to kind of go wherever makes sense if you find the right team?
Honestly, I don't want to go Europe. It's pretty hell to qualify, right? And NA is, I don't know, like I stayed there for quite a long time. I stayed there at Immortal and Team DC, and even the last time the J-Storm.
Yeah.
Qualifying some tournament there is quite nice, and there's not much team, but the scream environment is quite
right. That's the big complaint.
They're making me tunnel vision about Insight.
Yeah.
So I would like
it's hard to find that
in
balance,
C
right?
region.
Because I imagine like the scrims are probably really good in Europe, but you're never gonna qualify for anything. Like it's so hard with all the teams there. So C and NA, as you said, you can qualify easier, but the scrims are terrible. So C is kind of this like good middle ground where it's competitive for the qualifications, but I'm sure the scrim environment, especially having China there too, is really nice.
Exactly.
That's really the only place you get like 2 regions, unless you're gonna move to like CIS or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's pretty nice. I mean, for a long time, at least, I remember 4 or 5 years ago that the consensus was that C to China was almost impossible because of ping. And I guess that's gotten better over the years. So now it's actually possible. What about South America, dude? You guys going to go conquer what is kind of been known as the weakest region?
I mean, I played there for a long time, like US East, and even though the the South America players have like 100 ping to play US East. They're quite, skilled
Yeah.
mechanically. I'm actually afraid of them.
Yeah, they train with the weights on, right? Like they're just constantly
exactly.
playing with 100 ping all the time. You get those guys on LAN and they're like superhumans.
Yeah. It's true. I always say a lot of the South American teams, they're the scariest best of one teams because they're just crazy.
Exactly.
Sometimes they come out with this wild aggression. Sometimes they'll just pick TA and play this style where it's like, dude, he's just blinking blind up high ground. This guy does not give a shit, and he is killing people because they didn't expect him to do that either. I mean, we've seen that before. I'm excited to see what this infamous squad can do at TI9. They're my dark horse as well. I'd like to see them make a top 8 run, but so I wanted to ask you, complete change of topic here. We are going to dive into the TI9 qualifiers. I want to talk about that grand final best of 5 for sure. But before that, I want to talk about Dota in Korea. Is there any hope to bring Dota back to Korea in any kind of mainstream? It seems like since Nexon shut down, there aren't that many Korean Dota players. I mean, you're like one of the few that has been going strong. Is there any hope? Is there anything we can do to start building this new guard, the new generation of Korean professional Dota players?
I actually tried out 2 years ago. I tried to train the Heroes of the Storm, the global ranking 1, 2, 3 team. It was MVP Black and some. There were some, and they're actually interested in. So I actually practiced with them for like almost 2 months, and all of them said, "This game is so hard. I don't want to try." Because they were already
Heroes of the Storm players in the world.
They were already on top of the like on the leaderboard, the other game, but they just said like it might take like 1 year or 2 years to be a top for them, so they don't want to waste the time. They would just rather go military service or something. So okay, you guys are free to go.
Wow, that's rough.
That was not the answer I was expecting. Holy shit, that's really funny, but also a little bit sad.
Yeah,
I'd rather go to military service than train for Dota 2 because it's so hard. Wow, that puts Dota in perspective right there, man. Okay, so I guess the answer is doesn't bode well. I mean, you guys are slaying it in League of Legends and Overwatch right now. So the Korean esports scene is thriving. You guys are just conquering the other aspects right now. You're leaving Dota for the rest of the world.
I mean, even there was some challenger, the League of Legends challenger, 2-3 players, and they also said it.
Yeah. Oh my. All right. So is it time to talk about the qualifier? Trent, were there any other big moments that we wanted to talk about before the best of 5? I hate to just jump to the finals, but that's still like at the front of my memory because that was one of the most hyped best of 5s you and I have cast in a while. Oh, we lost you, Trent. Uh-oh. Sorry, he's got a rough audio mixer.
You know, it was so good this morning. It's all right. So is that 3 years in a row now you've played TI qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken? I think you had to play in North America for DC, and then you had to play in Europe, right? You guys took 1 game off OG, and then now you're playing in C. So you've done 3 regions in 3 years. And unfortunately, well, the first one went well, but the last 2 years not quite as good, obviously.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm saying. Yeah, I could make it the last one, the versus Minaski, but versus OG, like I just deserve to lose. They were actually a better team than us.
Well, they won TI, so you
Even before.
That's a pretty good excuse. You took more games off than some of the teams that TI did. So
yeah,
it's true.
That's pretty disappointing though. I'm sure like to lose to the team that wins TI in your qualifiers, it's very. I would imagine that's pretty frustrating to sit at home and see and be like, we could have been at TI and done something.
So for now, like I need to expect like Minaski getting like top 3 or top 2.
Yeah.
Or winning TI. Oh guys, okay, I deserve to lose.
Well, was either year like worse than the other? I guess obviously, as you said, that this one felt worse just because you feel you guys could have won this qualifier.
Yeah. The game 4.
The game
Game
4.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the game 5 was maybe a little different. The game 4
Yeah, mediocre.
felt so. Let's just dive right into it. So for those of you that didn't watch, it was a really tight qualifier between Mineski and Genespris. They were kind of the top two everybody had their eye on. Genespris dominated the group stage. Mineski barely made it through the group stage, and then in the playoffs, Mineski, I believe, 2-0'd you guys in the opening round, knocked you down to the lower bracket, and then you fought your way all the way back to make it to that best of 5 finals. I actually want to pull that up to make sure I've got it right, because all that
is correct.
Was from memory. Okay, good. Wow, I really did digest this. So then you guys eliminated Amplify, you eliminated Adroit, and then you went to conquer Mineski. Game 4, you guys were up 2-1. You were in control of this game. You had it. You wiped a big fight, and then the moment struck. You could have gone for Barracks. You could have gone for Roche with the Ag Synth, but someone on that team said, guys, I think we can end it. Let's go tier 4s. And, of course, Mineski defended. They pushed back. You guys ended up losing that game to take it to a game 5, and then game 5, Mineski ended up taking a win with that Enchantress pick. And you guys took second place in the qualifier, falling short of TI. So what happened in game 4? What happened in that decisive moment? Why did you guys make that call to go all in?
I don't want to talk about the detail because
Sure.
you know, like if someone like who called let's go drone, the dead guy exposed here, like, he's gonna get flamed, right?
I hear you.
Yeah. That's understandable. And
yeah,
in
I
the
wanna
heat of the
protect
moment,
them.
it's obviously hard
I hear
to,
you.
make that. Sometimes that call is going to be right, and sometimes it's going to be wrong.
I guess maybe a better question is, was that a team decision, or was it more of a one-person decision that the team jumped aboard? Is that
I'll say team decision.
Okay. All right.
At the moment, I think I streamed in Twitch, and there should be a clip. I was watching game 4, and then I said, I didn't even say anything. I just looking the game with my perspective, my hero play, enchantress, and I was the one who died there. And then for enemy, the 3 guys were dead, so it was like 2v4, and hero downtime was like 90 seconds. And I was looking Roche twice, and even ping there. And okay, now what?
Team did not go Roche.
I mean, there was like two different options. I mean, two opinion.
Right.
So guys, I think we can take a rocks. Someone said it, and then yeah, but there's a Roche. Because March took a Centaur there, the small Centaur.
Yes, he was scouting the Roche
so,
pit. Yeah.
Exactly. So we saw the Roche, and then there's an Aghanim. And back then, like it was before the DP Aghanim nerfed. So I was clearly saying, DP Aghanim, I think we're gonna win the next fight with this.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's exactly what we said. Actually, is that we couldn't believe you weren't going for the DP eggs. That's what kind of threw us off. And then as we're talking about the DP Aghanims, that's when Gunnar went for a bit of a YOLO play, right? He blinked right into tier 4s because he was hoping, I think, to catch someone with a Yules, get another pick off, and just like game's over.
Right.
But there was no one there when he blinked in.
Yeah, and if there is somebody there and you get that pick off, that is the actual game ender, right? At that point, the tier 4s is totally the right call. It's super easy to close, but once you're a little overextended, I don't remember if there were any buybacks. I don't know. Was everybody in the grid? Was there a surprise buyback?
Only Nina had a buyback.
Okay. Yeah.
And all of enemy had no buyback.
Yeah. That
so
sounds
it was
about
like
right.
exactly same as a TI8. The OG versus LGD, and OG had an Arc Warden. Exactly same moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. So So after that game ends, I guess, how do you, like, what's the process to try to get over that or, like, let go of that going into game 5? Because obviously, like, once you guys lose that game, I can only imagine what's going through your head of, like, we were there, we just threw that was our game. What's, like, the dialogue at the team? How do you pick everybody back up after a loss like that to have a chance in game 5?
I was keep saying like, oh guys, we're doing okay. It's good. Because how was the total score? I think we lost to Minaski 2-0 before the grand final.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
in the upper bracket, yeah.
And then we made it 3-1 and 3-2. Guys, like now we just made a even. It's just B1.
Yeah.
It's okay, guys. And everyone was just okay. I guess, just in my opinion, in my view.
Right, as far as you could tell.
Yeah. What about Enchantress?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Where did that
Enchantress?
hero come from? How come she felt like I don't think we saw her picked or banned in a single game until the grand finals. What happened? Where did she come from?
So okay, that was my secret weapon,
Okay.
and I was thinking of like picking 3-4 heroes for me, and most likely as a tier 1 hero, BB Timbersaw, but BB was absolutely tier 1 hero, and
Right.
Timbersaw and some well, what is it? Some tanky hero. I actually forgot. Can I turn on the Dota now?
Sure. Go for it.
Was it? You were playing. I mean, it wouldn't have been Centaur, was it?
I didn't even play Centaur.
No.
I wanted to play it, but you know, I wasn't the captain, and we already had a preparation
Yeah.
about picking heroes.
Did you play Viper in one game?
Oh yeah, it was game 2.
Okay.
I think that game was on me because I didn't build a Crimson Guard.
Yeah. Okay.
I just built.
We lost. No Crimson. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, I
Is that how it
always,
feels
always
some
blame
games?
myself.
Yeah.
I always, blame myself.
Oh, you played.
about-
You played some Axe and Omni. It's probably the Omni that you're thinking of. That part of your strats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was the game 5 Omni night. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh no, that was
No,
the March
it was
Omni.
like,
No,
Yeah.
but he played some Omni Knight earlier in the qualifier.
Oh,
Oh, you played
okay.
a lot of Mars, right? That was another one in your strats, I assume.
yeah. So all those tanky heroes.
Yeah.
That was like March's opinion, like how we qualify to this TI. And after that, okay, so I just asked to March, what if they took my heroes? Actually, Mineski did it to us at the group stage. I mean, after, was it GSL? Like before the grand final, when they 2-0 us,
Oh, in the,
Oh yeah, in
actually,
the upper
yeah.
bracket.
upper
Yeah.
bracket
and
round
they
1.
actually took Timbersaw and Bristleback. So I was kind of in panic, and
Yeah.
I think against 2 heroes, not sure about BB, but Enchantress, Pugana, Rider is really good against that. And Enchantress got buffed a lot.
I see.
Yeah,
So-
because you did get targeted quite a bit in the banning stage. I feel like
Yeah.
there were they would take care of, as you said, like your Timber and your Bristle and everything, and then they would try and then they keep going down the list, like maybe the Bat Rider or heroes like that right after that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even we don't scream. Actually, we just did YOLO. March, I can just carry you. If they pick Timber, just give me Enchantress.
I see. So it's a
So at the,
byproduct of they're trying to use the Forev strats against Forev. You know the counter to the Forev strats. You've already figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
exactly what it seemed like after watching that round 1 matchup, because it wasn't just a 2-0. Like, that was a super fast series. They beat you guys game 1 26 minutes. Game 2 was only 20 minutes. So we saw that. We got real nervous, and we were glad that you guys were able to make it back through that lower bracket into the finals. Yeah, any other questions about the qualifier run, Trent? All I can say
Well, I
about
mean,
it was awesome to watch.
It was very
It was
entertaining.
a real
But,
pleasure to cast.
Then so after the game 5 ends, I guess what what's even the discussion that happens after that game? But we all see the videos of the teams that win, right? And they're all jumping and screaming, and they get posted everywhere. But for you guys, is it just like, like fuck? Is that pretty much it?
We didn't even say any single word. Game
Just-
5 ended. And then we were like just face bomb, and I'm smoker. I'm the only one smoker in this team, so I just got out and okay, guys, I'll be back soon. I was smoking like 5-6 cigarettes in a row.
Yeah.
And after 1 hour, okay, guys, let's go back together and take some meal.
Some
That was
comfort food.
Yeah, we stayed at Net Cafe, some Singapore Net Cafe.
Okay.
We just brought our monitor from Korea, from South Korea. We stayed at some awful hostel. We had a really shitty environment, and everyone was smoking in that net cafe, and it smells so awful, and everyone had a headache. I feel like I'm just making excuse to losing the qualifier.
No. I mean, it's not an excuse, because you got to remember, to you, it's like, hey, this happened. But to us, like, we don't see any of that. That's like a part of the story that adds to like the circumstances and all the like difficulties that you guys had to go through. So knowing that stuff adds even more context to, how well you performed and how far you made it and all the games that you played. Like it makes it even easier to appreciate just the absolute fucking grind you guys went through to get that close and then not make it. I guess that leads me to want to ask, are you in the camp of feeling like that there should be some changes to the way the DPC is structured? Like, I guess, would you like to see some of that prize pool maybe structured into the qualifiers somehow?
For me, I'm the one I'm the one who keep failing after 2017.
Right.
And actually went to the grand final a lot at the qualifier, and I keep failed. And J-Storm actually made some 3 major qualifier. But I would say this DPC point, this team is kind of okay. But they just deserve to just make their prize.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, as a tier 2 team, tier 3 team, I don't know what to say what to say about that.
That's
I
okay.
guess how we've seen it is that it seems pretty brutal that so these qualifiers are happening. You have several languages covering it. You've got streams where people are watching. We have 40 or 50,000 viewers or something watching your guys' grand final. And in the end, pretty much everyone's getting money from it except for you guys.
Yeah.
Which seems kind of strange, right? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, that there's advertising and sponsorships, and the only person who's going to make money is the team that won, and they're only making money because they're going to TI, where they're going to get paid out from there. So we kind of wonder, maybe some of that money from TI should be put down a little bit into payouts during the actual qualifications for TI, and then perhaps even minors and majors as well, to just try and create better environments for the tier 2 and tier 3 scene. So maybe you're not playing in a smoke-filled LAN cafe.
Yeah, and I think it's easier once you've hit a certain peak, or if you've won over $100,000 in prizes, right? In theory, that means you've got a little bit of a buffer, so that if you don't qualify for this TI, you can afford to live and keep playing Dota for the next couple months until the next season starts. That's like almost a luxury once you've gotten to a certain point and established yourself as a tier 1 player. I think if you're a tier 3 player or a tier 2 player that's still trying to make your mark and find your team that's going to make a run at majors and minors, having 2 months of no income and complete uncertainty is really scary. And for some people, that's a deal breaker. That's hey, I can't train Dota right now. I got to go get a job to keep the electricity on so I can play Dota in my free time. You know, that's sort of where my brain goes in terms of trying to trickle down more of this money, because now that the summit's over, I mean, what tournaments can you guys play in? The month of August is out, and probably half of September is out as well, because teams are still on holiday. Tournaments haven't started up yet. That's a big deal, and having a little money to tide you over, it's a big deal. That allows people to actually be a professional. And I guess that is, you know, Korea is a little ahead of the curve in terms of infrastructure with professional esports athletes, and that's something that we're still trying to catch up on here in the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, like I wish there was the wild card as a TI4, so endless like the second places can still go TI and then compete there and then still getting a chance to get money.
Yeah, I missed the wild card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually I missed too. Instead of like making the 2 group stage and then just follow up that the lost teams. And besides TI, I feel like Valve should make some league system between the tournaments, between the major and minor.
Mm-hmm.
Something with more of like a weekly match schedule sort of deal.
Exactly, and then put DPC there too, like a later one.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting, because it would require a lot of upkeep, but I could see people really enjoying that sort of a system.
It would be almost like,
I would like it.
weighted scrims, you know, where it's like you're playing these matches that are online and they're recurring, so it's good practice, and there's like a little prize that does matter. But I mean, with this DPC system, there were some breakpoints there that were pretty close. You know, if there were more ways to accumulate small points throughout the year, it could actually make a difference in the final tally. That's a very interesting thought. I don't know if I've heard somebody suggest that. I like it. I like where your head's at, Forev.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And actually, that system doesn't matter with the major minor system, the schedule, because no matter what, like those below players shouldn't care about the major minor system, the schedule, because they just wanna be exposed on top of the TPC and some even this tournament. And then once they get revealed, like they can actually get scout from like tier 1.5 or tier 2, some like better famous team.
Right, like a visibility thing, you know, giving people opportunities to just to show what they've got, you know, make big plays. I mean, we've seen that in the caster world. You know, it's like if you look back, most casters that are popular now had a breakthrough moment where they either cast some really crazy game or got to work on land. Like, it's all about having that opportunity in front of the big audience and showing everyone, hey, I can do this. You know, I'm just as good as the other guys out here. We'll see. We'll see if I mean, you know, the DPC is evolving. I think that's the great thing about our circuit, is that it is possible to change year to year. And if we just keep making these tweaks, just keep steering this ship in the right direction, eventually we're going to get there. Any plans to go to TI since you're kind of in the region? Are you going to go to China and network, hang out at the after party, and watch some games in person? Or are you going to watch from home?
I'm going TI at 24-25.
Sweet.
For the grand final and after party.
There you go. That's the time to go. That's smart for Ev. He knows.
Just in case.
Yeah. And
most likely, like, I will look for, you know, not player and sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna go. You gotta like try and calm everybody down about 23 Savage. You gotta be talking to them to be like, oh no, he's not that good. You don't want him. Just leave him alone. No, it's fine. Yeah, good idea. Solid thinking.
Yeah. I saw one of the questions in Twitch chat. I'm also curious as well. Thoughts on Nico Baby? It's exciting for him. I guess he's been playing in the Southeast Asian region for a while, and another Bulgarian player qualifying for TI. Was he on the radar for you guys as a potential position 1?
Oh, second, before I say that, I actually knew that guy like 1 year ago. It
Really?
was before Wind and Rain.
Oh yeah.
I had a contact with him before I joined, before I formed the Wind and Rain lineup, and I actually saw his all those replays and some even tournament plays, and had some advice from like the other players like who played with him before. And he's a Bulgarian, so I asked to MC, and MC is actually played with him like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm.
And he actually said, MC said, Nico Baby guy is actually a legend. He's a good player. It's mechanically.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
But
he
I'd
manages to do
rather
it.
just play with friends. That was a Wind and Rain.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, Richu and Brian, like they're kids, and then we just had fun. Like when I said DCs, so I just chose them with Anna.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, definitely excited to see how he'll perform this TI. A lot of eyeballs on Mineski for Southeast Asian fans. Forev, that kind of covers everything I had on my list. Trent, I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to bring up. Forev, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to get out there?
I kind of want to throw out one thing.
Please. Floor is yours, my friend.
Could be a big issue. Like,
we love issues, dude.
So surprise event. I'm currently talking with some organization, and that's a really big one. And it came from South Korea.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not sure like it can be real or not.
All right. That's
Do
you need us to like tweet at anybody and be like, man, I wish they had a Dota team. Oh, that'd be so cool. Is that something like that, eh? I hope that works out.
That's it.
Okay, that's it. So we get the announcement of the announcement. We'll get a little teaser to wrap this one up. I like that. He's planting the seeds. This is a smart man right here. He understands how to play the game. He understands Twitch chat and Reddit.
What about the Forev stream? Is there going to be a lot of Forev stream over the next couple of weeks or what?
As you guys said, like after we failed qualifier, we have no income.
Yeah.
So I should have worked so hard, like at the outside of Dota.
Right.
Yeah. Currently, my mom opened the restaurant, so I'm working for her.
Mm.
Too busy
I
for
play
the Dota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have my own business about some audio and some music bands.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
Busy.
Yeah, dude.
Kinda.
You're an entrepreneur. You got a lot going on. You got like backup plans. If Dota just falls apart or something in the next couple of years, you're ready to go. I like that.
But I want to play Dota.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
My best talent I have.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Don't we all? All right. Well, Forev, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. I can't tell you how awesome it is to have a player come on and talk to us. It's like almost like a loser's interview, right? Like shed some insight into the circumstances around the TI9 qualifiers, your run, and talking to us about Game 4. We always get to hear from the winners. It's not all the time we get to hear from folks that fell a little bit short. I mean, seriously, dude, thank you for that. That's a really special thing. And it was awesome. I appreciate it. All right, folks.
Thanks to Cole. Yeah.
No, go ahead. If you have any final words or shout outs, please take it.
No.
Or is your stream same as your Twitter? Is it Dota Forev? You do some social shout outs?
Is it me? Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys know where to
the
find
Twitch
it.
is
then.
just Forev.
Oh, it's just Forev. Okay.
Yes.
So on Twitter at Dota Forev and on Twitch just regular Forev. You guys know where to find it. Give him the love, and we'll keep an eye out for what's happening next with South Korean Dota. Trent, that's it for us. We'll probably get another podcast in before TI. Remember, boys and girls, the TI9 Jungle Jam. Come watch the International in Denver with me, Suns fan, a whole bunch of other talent. We are slowly working on that list. We're getting ready to announce it before too long. It's going to be a good one. So we hope to see some of y'all there. Buy some tickets. Come on in. It's going to be fucking awesome. Also, shout out to rivalry.com. Again, support the guys that support us, the guys and girls. Rivalry.com for all of your esports betting action. But that's it. We are done. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, everybody.